Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Empowering Voices. Today we have a special guest from very far away, from Mauritius. Heaven on earth. Annick is a book coaching. So what she does, she transforms your dreams of writing a book in reality. So today we start our conversation from the words "no matter what." I'm wearing actually my t-shirt, and our guest will guide us and tell us how they are relevant for a business and her life and everything she does. Welcome. We are very honored to have you.
Thanks, Mara. Hi, and thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
I love the affirmation that you are wearing today, because when you said we'd discuss the affirmation you would pick, I was kind of worried. What if I don't have anything to say? But then when you told me about the affirmation, I was like, oh my God, you couldn't have found a better affirmation, because I know exactly what I want to say about it. And how it is relevant to my business. I think I have two ways that it is relevant for my business. It is relevant for my business as me, the owner of my business, and how I see my business. But it is also relevant in how I would, it is relevant to the essence of my business. So what I would teach my clients, or what I would tell my clients as well. So to start with how it is relevant for my business from my point of view, it's a conversation it's a conversation that I had with you about how we show up in the world and what kind of business we have. And in my life, I have had several jobs. I was my first job before I went to study was in a call center.
We all went through it, I think.
So that was one thing. Then I started teaching, and I loved my job. I was teaching first. I first started teaching to privates, but then I started in companies as well, and in schools, teaching them different topics in English. And it was really interesting, and I really loved that experience of sharing who I was and what I knew with other people. And even though back then I was teaching English, I was teaching way more because I was using the English language. It was in Italy, so I was teaching to Italian students. I was using English to then teach them other things. I would bring articles, for example, from the HuffPost, I remember, about the meaning of life and finding your life purpose and stuff like that. And at some point, then I decided I wanted to be a yoga teacher for the same reason. I wanted to really transmit something to people. And then I moved, and that didn't happen. And then I had shops. I was selling handbags, Italian handbags and shoes.
I think you've been a bit of a serial entrepreneur. You had several businesses.
Even there, in all of those jobs, before I then became a book coach and a self-publishing consultant, I find that no matter what I did, no matter what title I had, I was still doing what my essence was. I was still giving, sharing of myself, and showing up as me, doing what I'm here for. And I think that what I'm here for is to, just like you, empower people in my own way, have people find the confidence to believe in themselves, to know that they are perfect the way they are, that no matter what happened in their lives, in their past, they are precious. And to own that and to remember that, instead of remembering just the dark spaces or the dark streets that they've walked on.
Yeah, because automatically we tend to go on that side, the negative part. Yeah.
And so this is how that affirmation relates to me and my business from my point of view. But as I said, it is also my message to people, no matter what happened in your life, no matter what you 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 experience, you can still do what you want to do. And even further, when it comes to book coaching,
Yeah.
I think I can also replicate that as well. A lot of people want to write a book, but then they think maybe my business is in, and I always take this example, maybe they have a business in web design, but they want to write a book that tells their story, where they talk about the lessons they've learned in life.
Hmm.
And I always say, no matter what, your
You have
message
to do
will
it.
come
Yeah.
through. So even if you have a business that is in web design, but you write your story, you can still use your book to boost your business
Ah,
because
as well. Yeah. We need to
people,
be creative, actually. Yeah.
exactly, people will see your essence. And
Yeah.
I don't know if it has ever happened to you, but there are people that I've followed or I still follow on Facebook and I love their vibe. And sometimes I'm like, I don't know what you do, but I want to find out to see if it's something that I can pay you for because I just love your vibe.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, definitely. And I always say, if you are true to yourself and you convince yourself that you are worth it and your story can definitely change lives, you just need to take it there out in the world. And then everything,
exactly,
all the pieces will go in place. Totally, totally agree
definitely,
with you. Yeah.
definitely. And also another way as well that I think no matter what it is that you write about, it will come back to you and it will boost your business if that is what you want, is because writing a book is not only about the content of the book, but we were talking about that earlier. Statistics say that, I don't know about that statistic, but there's a lot of people who say they want to write a book.
Yeah.
Out of those people, 97% of the people who start never finish.
Yeah.
So if you write a book, even though you are a web designer and you write a book that is a memoir and talks about your life, um, as a student and being a party girl who then changed her life. I don't know, I'm making things up. But the fact that you finished the book and you went through the whole process says something about you. It's that
Exactly. Exactly.
you've got the motivation to start something and finish something,
Hmm.
that you've got the confidence to put yourself out there and stand up for your beliefs and for who you are. It really says a lot of things. So it's not just the
Of
content.
course, of course, we need people like you to help us to get there. Because I have to be honest, it's true, 97% will never finish the book, even with your help, because they decided they won't finish it, basically. But the other percentage of people who really want to write a book, they need a little of guidance because we can easily get lost not only in the thousands of distractions we have every day, but in a bit of our self sabotage, imposter syndrome. All again, once we start on that negative path, boom, you you have to give a nudge and say, "Oh, come back," because
Definitely.
we all
And
can.
yes, we all, and I love that you say that we all can, because technically, if you look about it, it is something that everybody can do. And we were talking about that. Writing a book in 3 months means writing the equivalent of 3 blog posts per week.
Yeah, I
So
was shocked when we were talking because you were saying exactly you can write a book in 3 months. Already, this is for me shocking. But then when you break down the numbers, it sounds easy. Okay, you make it sound easy, and it will be, of course, with your help, I'm sure. But we never think of it, right?
no, because
And
a lot of times people think about the finished product. They think about the whole book. They think, oh my God, 50,000 words. But
yeah,
there's this saying, a journey over 10,000 steps starts with the first step or something like that.
Yeah, I was talking to my husband this morning of this, the compound effect. I don't know
Yeah.
if you heard of it. I mean, it's true. I mean, if you start with a little step every day, it can take you safely wherever you want. Because
Yes.
if we have this illusion of getting to our vision in 3 steps, not only and see the steps, I mean, it's an illusion. So after the first step that you really see, you give up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a friend of mine said something once. She was talking about faith in general, but I think you can apply that to everything, starting a business, writing a book, any project that you have in life. She said to me, when you leave, and she took an example that was so easy to understand, so relatable that I was like, wow. She said to me, back then I used to have a shop that was an hour and 15 minutes away by car. And she said to me, when you leave your house to go to your shop, you can't see your shop,
Yeah.
but you know you're going to get there. You
Yeah.
don't doubt the minute that you're going to get there.
Yeah, that's
It's not because
amazing.
you can't see it that you doubt it. You just know you're going to get there. You know that you're going to see the street until the next curve and then until the next crossroad. But
It's amazing. It's an amazing example. And of course, along the way, you can have traffic, you can have some problems, let's say, like in life. And that's totally normal. And maybe you have to change direction for that day, and maybe you have to think differently to get to the same shop where you get.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's amazing.
never ever will it occur to me that, oh, I won't be able to make it to work today.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, of course. We do it naturally and we get there every day, right? So we just need to apply it a bit more consistently into other aspects of our life. Definitely.
Definitely.
Oh, that I love this example. Now I'll do a poster also for myself. Okay, that's lovely. And I wanted to ask you if you have a special word or quote or affirmation that can be like a bit your mantra for your life or professionally.
Um, yes and yes and no. It's not a word specifically, but it's just a compass or a way that I try to do things in life, in business, and in everything. And I won't say it doesn't come from me. It's a client who said it to me once, but it stuck with me. And she was talking about two words, ease and grace.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I took that as a motto as well for the way I do life, and especially for the way I do business. Because, well, ease, of course, we want things to be easy. There can be challenges, etc. Of course, there will be because life happens and,
Yeah.
things don't always go as we want. But um, grace means also being graceful to ourselves.
Yeah.
If we didn't do what we thought we would do, it's okay. We don't have to beat ourselves up. If we made a mistake, that's okay. We're only human, just like everyone.
Yeah, exactly. We are just living a life. Yeah,
Exactly.
and we don't
Yes.
know. We don't have everything planned. For
Oh,
good or for bad. I mean, we cannot see what's happening tomorrow. I mean, this pandemic probably taught us a lot about making plans. Nonetheless,
definitely.
nonetheless, we with a vision and getting there with grace, loving ourselves and giving, because giving is receiving. No, is this virtuous cycle that we can activate. Um,
Yes. And the other thing also that I wanted to share, I think you were saying loving ourselves, and I think that's another part that I've been working on and I'm still working on. I think I will be working on it all my life. It's loving myself, not as in loving myself in the day-to-day life. That is putting myself on the same or above other people and not the opposite.
Yeah.
Because when you want to change the world, when you want to do good to the world, sometimes you really dig into your resources sometimes to give to others, and it creates some sort of imbalance
Yeah.
that at some point will do a disservice not only to you but to the people who you are serving. So
Definitely, definitely. I was giving this example about, for example, setting boundaries. For me, has been life changing, especially now, because we tend to give, but then we start resenting and feeling frustrated. So, as you said, you make a disservice to others and to yourself. Instead, if from the beginning you put yourself as a priority, not in a selfish way, exactly the
yeah,
opposite, is exactly the opposite, is the most um, uh, philanthropic action you can take, actually, because then from your full cup you can give positive feelings and good energy, and not frustration or resentment. Yeah, definitely. I learned the hard way, but I did.
I
I'm
think we
happy.
all do, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I hope who's listening can take this as a starting point,
Yes.
and if they haven't done it yet, they start as soon as possible. Definitely. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for this conversation, these wise words. I just want to remind everyone that all the contacts for our book coaching are in the post, in my bio, and on my website. So I thank you again for being with us. It's been an honor, and see you everyone soon next week. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.